BBC London 94.9 at the weekend.
You're listening to Nikki Bedi, Friday to Sunday nights from 10.
So we are in each other's company for another 55 minutes before we hand over to the delights of 5 Live and Dotun Adebayo for Up All Night. And before that, we will have a musical guest in the studio. He's actually come hot foot across London. Well, not really across London, up from Park Lane anyway. He's been performing tonight. His name is Paul Stone. I shall be introducing you to him in person shortly. But I thought we should usher him into the studio with one of his tracks. Have a listen to this. It's absolutely fabulous.
About me, I'll be alone, dancing, you know it, baby. Tell me your troubles and doubts, giving me everything inside and out. A love strange, so real in the dark. Think of the tender things that we were working on. Slow change may pull us apart. When the light gets into your heart, baby, don't you forget about me. Don't you forget about me. Will you stand above me? Look my way, never love me. Rain keeps falling down. Will you recognize me? Call my name or walk on by. Rain keeps falling down. Hey, 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 hey. Whoa. Don't you try to pretend it's my feeling will win in the end. I won't harm, touch your defenses, vanity and security. Don't you forget about me. I'll be alone, dancing, you know it, baby. Going to take you apart. I'll put us back together at heart, baby. Don't you forget about me. Don't you forget about me. As you walk on by, will you call my name? As you walk on by, will you call my name? When you walk away, will you walk away?
Fabulous is that? Paul Stone, welcome to BBC London 94.9.
Thanks for having me.
That is absolutely fabulous. In fact, you've already had a tweet from one of our listeners who is in Perth, Australia. Michelle says, oh, toe tapping, finger clicking, fabness. I couldn't have put it better myself.
Do for me.
So we heard this. In fact, it was producer Richard who was listening to Paul O'Grady on Radio 2. and he played your track. I know it's been played elsewhere as well.
Yeah, but that's where it started. That's you're dead right. That's the first airing on, I suppose, national radio, really, which was quite a
fantastic.
Quite a thing.
And that's the current single.
Yes, it is.
So, what's the name of the single for people who maybe don't even know what the original was?
Well, yeah, Don't You Forget About Me.
Yeah.
Written by Keith Forsey, for Simple Minds. Jim Kerr, obviously the singer. But it was bizarrely, we recorded in Real World Studios in Bath. That's
Peter Gabriel's studios.
Exactly, yeah. In fact, we used his microphone, actually. It was incredible.
Did you?
An old vintage Neumann, yeah. And Jim was in having breakfast at the same time. So it was quite a bizarre thing that we were recording this. And
so did he know that you were recording it?
Yeah.
What's the feedback?
Well, no, I've never got that feedback. It'd be nice to get it, though. It would be nice to get it, I've got to say. Yeah, it would.
Well, you ought to put something on Twitter and say, have a listen to this.
Oh, I can't
what
imagine
do you reckon?
Jim Kerr on Twitter is maybe exceptional band. I mean, I listened to him from Glittering Prize and everything, from listening to my dad's car and everything through. Just such a great.
But how can you recognise whether a track that you hear and you like and you respond to will transfer to swing?
With a lot of...
What is it about a track that gives it the ability to be swung, if you like?
Well, no, you're right. I think the most important thing is to pick a good song. If you strip production away from a song and you kind of take it back to its roots, if it holds up as a song, then I think you have a chance of rearranging it. There's a lot of songs, out there at the moment and out there in the past that are very much dressed up around production, and the actual bare bones of the song is not really there. This, for me, came from trial and error, from live gigging just like tonight, taking out arrangements, playing them, getting a kind of, a response from the audience, really.
So you and your 11-piece band, who are called... Well, they don't have a specific name... But
the boys.
Yes, the boys. Yeah. Boys, if you are listening on your way back to Leeds and Manchester, wherever you may be going up north, thank you for letting us have Paul. And also, they are the Paul Stone Band. You've performed tonight at a big London hotel. Where were you? The Grosvenor?
It was at the Grosvenor House, tonight. In fact, I sent the by accident... Steve, it's very unlikely that the band are listening, because after a gig, the biggest thing that we all do is kind of go into silence, just because we've had so much noise all night. So, but if they are listening, Steve, the guitarist, we're at the Grosvenor.
Yeah.
So he went to the other Grosvenor. So I apologise for that one. So if he's out there, yeah.
Uh-oh, poor Steve.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what were you performing for or at tonight?
An event put together by Fern Events. It was put together at the Grosvenor by Furniville Chambers, the barristers and wonderful people, and they raise it's an annual event for Macmillan.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah, and it was one of their employees who unfortunately passed away last year after the event. But what a great way to kind of celebrate and just raise awareness, really. I mean, obviously there's a great lump of money that's being raised tonight. But as you know, one of the biggest things, it's about awareness for charities, because the money on the night is great. However, for people say, I'm running the Leeds Half Marathon on Sunday morning at 10 o'clock.
You are?
Yeah, I'll be home about 6 a.m.
You need to get some rest, don't you?
I've been told I've got to start eating carbs, so the service stations I'll be eating anything I can.
Well, look, does chocolate count as carb?
Bizarrely, I've just had one.
Good, I hope you have. Take as many as you need to get you back to Leeds, fuel you to Leeds.
Might check the box.
Please, you are very welcome to for coming in at this time. Well, congratulations for running. Have you always been a runner?
No, not at all. My first run last September.
Wow, well done you
so
then.
I just got into it and enjoy it.
But do you find that as a result of running, your breathing techniques are much improved for your singing? Is there any benefit on your performance from being a runner?
That's a good question. I suppose fitness helps, of course it does.
Yeah.
Anything on stage, but I'm not...
Intercostal diaphragmatic breathing with a spare rib?
Oh my word, did you get that, Richard?
Yeah.
Wow.
I taught, I've got a teaching diploma in
the
speech and
lawnmower
drama.
Technique. Remember?
Yes.
Yeah, it's all there.
So tell me, what did you perform tonight? What's your repertoire for a night? Do you I know you write original material as well, but on a night like this, do you tend to stick to songs that people go, oh my goodness, what a brilliant arrangement of that?
Pretty much, yeah. I think it's important. There's one thing that I always speak about that I think is lost in transition with a lot of artists these days, which is that entertainment is very important your audience is out there to be entertained. Now, there's a very fine line with that, and it can be taken towards a cheesy angle. But I do believe that if people have come out for a great night, that's what we need to give them.
Yeah.
And that's giving them songs that they can relate to, and in a completely new arrangement as you spoke about, but also keeping in the classics as well, because people want to hear them. When you have like an artist that comes back, I'm not going to name anybody, but they'll come back and do a concert and they'll sing all their brand new album, and they don't put the hits that the people
which
have
we've
come to
for, yes.
And you just think, really?
Slightly egomaniacal, isn't it, to do that?
Oh, that's another big word. we don't get them in North, I've
You're
never come
hilarious. You're funny. Now, tell me where your influence from swing came from. Did your mum and dad love swing? Were they into crooners?
Granddad was, yeah, very
Was
much
he?
so. Yeah, and I suppose I used to just, without knowing it, kind of sit there and listen to a lot of his records. I was remembering just a very small... I can't say the brand. I can picture it now. I used to listen to them, and I used to love that, really.
What sort of artists was your grandfather listening to?
Just everything from Glenn Miller, Duke Ellington, all the way through, and then obviously the likes of Frank, Tony Bennett.
Now, it's interesting that you said that you were using that special Neumann mic in the Real World Studios to record your...
Oh, sorry, I just said that.
Yeah, you did say that.
That's good research.
Well, it's interesting because I interviewed Seth MacFarlane.
All right.
And you probably know that he brought out an album of jazz and swing crooning classics.
Yes.
Last year or the year before? Last year, I think it was. And he got to use a Neumann. Is it a Neumann 55?
U57.
Yes, that's it. Sorry.
That's it.
And that was Frank Sinatra's very mic.
Wow.
And he wanted to use that
wow.
because he felt like it was channeling.
Yeah.
But obviously, there is something about certain mics
Of course.
that change your sound. And
yes.
So is that your ideal mic then, the one that you were recording
It's a
on?
good question. I think one thing I've always said is that the sound that we've created on this, it was a self-funded record. So we was kind of in there. It was a matter of getting the tracks done in a couple of days, in and out. And I think that really brought a lot of electric and kind of a live feel to the album, which I'm very proud of, to be honest. But creating the sound, I think, to go back and do we're doing album 2 now.
Yeah.
It's important to go back and use the same studios, the same mics and everything, if that's possible. So if Peter will let me use his mic again, that'd be great.
You ought to be at WOMAD. You should be
festival,
angling for that. Yes, I interviewed Peter Gabriel at WOMAD last year. He's a lovely man. Yeah. He's a wonderful man. Lots of people liking your music, and so we track 3 on the album. Tell people what the album is called, by the way.
Reprise of Swing.
Reprise of Swing. Now, some people say reprise, and I say reprise. Is that wrong?
No, I initially called it Reprise of Swing.
Yeah.
And reprise means taking something old and kind of reinventing it almost.
Yeah.
If I've got that wrong, I apologise, but it's something close to that. That's what I looked up.
Of course it is.
So when I came on radio for the first time at BBC Leeds, I said, it's Reprise of Swing, and I was correct. It's reprise or reprise? I went,
I think both are correct.
Whatever you want.
You call it what is your albums. So Reprise of Swing, we heard the single, and how many tracks are on the album?
11 and a secret one.
Hey, and the secret one, you can get by purchasing the album. Where do people find your music, by the way? Usual
venues, iTunes, the website, paulstonemusic.co.uk.
And if you go to his website as well, you'll find out where he and the band are playing. Let's play another track from the album, if we may.
Please do.
It's track 3. Tell us what the track is.
Bill Withers, Lovely Day. Skip Scarborough. I think this one is just a great feel, great vibe.
Oh, I cannot wait to hear your arrangement of this.
When I wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hurts my eyes, and something without warning, love, bears heavy on my mind. Then I look at you, and the world's alright with me. Just one look at you, daylight lies ahead of me seems impossible to face, when someone else instead of me always seems to know the way, then I'll look at you and the world's alright with me. Just one look at you and I know it's gonna be a lovely day. A lovely day. The daylight lies ahead of me seems impossible to face, when someone else instead of me always seems to know the way, then I look at you and the world's alright with me. Look at you and I know it's gonna be a lovely day. A lovely day.
That is so very, very good.
Thank you.
I love it. Thank you, Paul Stone, and thank you to the band. And now I'm going to take your CD out of my CD player, just because it's such a great pressing, because it's like a little
cool
vinyl record. Really wonderful. Whose idea was that?
Mine. Everything to do with the... I jumped on that one. Mine. The mine idea. No, not at all.
Anybody else's?
It takes ages to kind of package and brand and everything that, you've been out as a live musician.
Yeah.
And you forget about everything that you've got to kind of put together. So I became a record company from a PR point of view. I've got a fantastic manager, Giles Stanley.
Hello, Giles.
Yeah, he might be out there. You never know. I think you maybe leave him. But, I met Giles. In fact, is this... Just quote me if I'm wrong here. Is this classed as Bush House?
No, Bush House is down on the Strand.
Right.
And that's where the BBC World Service used to be.
That's it. Well, that's where Giles worked many, many years ago.
Did he?
Yeah, so we met there, yeah. So
lovely.
Back to the same.
Well, now the World Service is in this... When you walked in, the new part of Broadcasting House, so there's the older part,
yes,
the very big stone building, and then that big glass front that you see.
It's very flash.
Yes, that's new Broadcasting House, and we are technically in the Peel wing here. Named after John Peel, of course. Nice. So yes, well, I love what you've done here. Will you do all your... I think you always ought to have
I'm hoping to put it on vinyl. If we can get the demand there when we release the album in the summer, the plan is to put it on vinyl, because the guy that mastered it, a guy called Doug Sachs out in LA, is just phenomenal. And
this is all self-funded.
Oh, it's all self-funded. People just kind of attach themselves to it and not charge me anything like what they would normally charge. It was being really, really great, really. And I owe a lot, to a lot of people that have helped me to do that.
Well, it's a great sound, and it never dates sounds like this.
That's the big thing.
Phenomenal. If you want to see how very, very handsome and telegenic Paul Stone is, there is a photograph.
Hey, vice versa, vice versa.
Hey, thanks a lot. Although I have to say, I look a bit scruffy today, and I don't have makeup on, and my hair's a mess, but I did stand on a table so I could match his height. In fact, I'm taller than him. So you can have all 6'4" of Nikki Bedi and the Late Show's midnight guest, Paul Stone. That's up on Twitter, and I've retweeted it too. So now tell me a little bit about how you got into music, because you were obviously a musical child and
Yes.
you went to music school, didn't you?
Yes. Yeah, I've been playing instruments since I was 6, I think.
What sort of instruments?
Oh, violin, piano, guitar, drums. But let me tell you, I'm nothing like what the level of the musicians of the guys are. I mean, the guys that play with me, you know, they're incredible. It's such an honour to kind of front that band. The sound, you know, you listen back to them tonight, and I jumped off stage at one point just as an instrumental, just to make sure everything was balanced, and the sound so superb, really good.
Well, but you presumably wouldn't be able to do half of what you do in terms of composing and arranging around tracks if you didn't have that kind of musical capability.
Yeah, I do have musical knowledge. That's I mean, I went to the Leeds College of Music and kind of studied there.
It's quite famous, isn't it?
It's a great college. That and Royal Northern, and there's some. I would say there's some of the best jazzers up there.
So a lot of families feel that getting into the music world or the drama world or anything like that
Get a proper job.
Exactly.
I know where you're going.
So you didn't have any of that sort of attitude from your family?
Not at all, really. I've got to say, I'm lost for words now, but just so appreciative of my parents and the way that have supported me through what I've done. I don't mean financially. I just mean kind of, you know, in every aspect, really. Yeah. And that's something that's, you know, there's so many times in a musical career that you're about to kind of quit. There really is, because it's such a, it's a difficult one, really is. However, I think you've just got to keep driving. If you want something so much, I think you'll just continue until that happens. And you know, it's there's no magical formula. I think you make your own luck. I think that's a fact.
Hard work.
Yeah, you really
blood,
do.
sweat, and tears.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's been, you know, kind of self-promoting, and the fact I'm here is just so, you know, to you guys, thank you.
Thank you for coming in. A midnight guest is a treat for us as much as it is for you coming in. And tell us more about what you'll be doing in terms of, will people be able to see you on some sort of tour? Tell us more.
Well, I say tell us more. I can't give you exact dates. No, you're right. You're right. We have got we've an agent now that we've got a lot of things going on. Check the website. That's all I will say.
Yes. So give us those details again.
Yes, that's paulstonemusic.co.uk.
paulstonemusic.co.uk, and you can also buy the album on iTunes, various other places. It's called Reprise of Swing, or Reprise of Swing. Who's calling you?
I don't know, not a clue.
Is it answer it on air? Go on.
Shall we see who it is?
Yeah, see who it is.
Could be
Go
anybody,
on, just do it.
From the gig.
Do it, quick.
Hello.
Oh, it's your driver.
It's your driver. I'll be out in a moment.
Tell him he's live on BBC London 94.9.
You're live on BBC London. I'll be out in a second. Thank you.
I thought that'd been hilarious if it was a member of your band. Yeah. That's wonderful. Paul, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Have a very, very safe journey back to Leeds. And I'm going to give you a choice of a couple of tracks that we're going to play. They're not yours.
No,
you can have either Caro Emerald. I'll play this after the news.
Right.
Or you could have Lisa Stansfield. Which would you prefer? Two strong girls there.
Lisa Stansfield.
Oh, yeah, because she's from up north as well, isn't she? Isn't she? That's what it's all about, isn't it?
No comment.
Really good luck with your run on Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Do you run with music?
Yes, I do, actually, yeah.
Do you run with your own music in your ears?
No, definitely not. With 15-minute miles.
What will be on your little MP3 player as you run?
Oh, a bit of Alto, a bit of Robin S., you name it, all the dance stuff.
Okay.
I like everything.
You get your beats per minute, right?
Yeah, you've got to get it up there.
Well, what a delight to have you in here. May you go from strength to strength, and come back again when you're next in London.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Lots of love, and thank you for coming in. Paul Stone, ladies and gentlemen.